My boss told me, "You're too sensitive." But the video I found of him kissing a colleague in a Dubai elevator shattered my world, and his wife's already blackmailing me. If you're a translator or event planner in a corporate jungle, you know how fast these secrets can ruin you. I'm spilling everything here because I need to get this off my chest. I'm 29, a translator from Tokyo, working for a global bank in their Dubai office. I've been grinding for 3 years, dreaming of a senior role that'd let me travel: Paris, London, New York. But I'm on a work visa, so one wrong move could send me packing. I was tasked with organizing a glitzy corporate gala at a 5-star hotel, managing everything from speeches to seafood platters. My boss, Hiroshi, the bank's director, is a cold, sharp guy. Think Wall Street Wolf in a tailored suit. His cologne, spicy and expensive, lingered when he handed me files, his fingers brushing mine a second too long. That was the first red flag, and that's when I sensed trouble. During setup, under the neon glow of Dubai's skyline, Hiroshi pulled me aside. "You're too sensitive about schedules," he said, his voice low, almost mocking. I laughed it off, but it stung. The gala night was electric. Champagne flutes clinked, music pulsed, and I was running on adrenaline. Then I saw him slip away with Mia, a sleek marketing exec. My phone, linked to the hotel's security as the organizer, buzzed. I checked it in a dark hallway, the screen's glow cold against my face. And there it was. Grainy footage of Hiroshi kissing Mia in the elevator, their whispers sharp. His cologne scent practically seeping through the video. NNTHAT was the moment I knew I was screwed. My heart raced, matching the party's baseline. The empty champagne glass I'd been holding felt like a weight, a symbol of my sudden isolation. I replayed the video, his laugh cutting through the elevator's hum. Had I misread his signals? Those lingering touches? Were they a game? I felt stupid, betrayed, and weirdly jealous. Then it got worse. Back in the ballroom, Hiroshi's wife, Elena, the bank's PR manager, caught my eye. Her diamond earrings glinted like knives under the chandeliers. She cornered me by the dessert table, her perfume heavy, and hissed, "Тебе никто не поверит." Her Russian accent made it sound like a threat carved in ice. The room spun. Guests laughed, oblivious, but her words burned. If you've ever been cornered by someone with power, you know that sinking feeling. I clutched my phone, the video my only shield, and slipped to the balcony. The warm Dubai breeze hit my face, carrying the faint scent of desert jasmine. My phone buzzed again. An unknown number sent the same video. Someone else had it. I stood there, gripping the railing, its metal cool under my palms, wondering who was playing this game. The empty glass sat nearby, mocking my place in this mess. The gala's music faded as I stood on the balcony, my phone burning a hole in my pocket. That video of Hiroshi and Mia wasn't just a scandal. It was a landmine. The jasmine-scented breeze couldn't calm the panic rising in my chest. If you're in a high-pressure job, you get how one secret can unravel everything. Anna and I went back inside, the ballroom's lights too bright, the clink of glasses too sharp. Elena was watching me, her smile tight like she knew I'd seen too much. That's when I noticed Kenji, our IT guy, lingering by the bar. We'd bonded over late-night coffee runs, and his quick glance told me he sensed something. That was my first hint of an ally. I needed one, because Elena wasn't done. During Hiroshi's speech about team unity, she raised her glass for a toast, to those who stay in their lane. The crowd chuckled, but her eyes locked on mine, the clink of her flute a public jab. My face burned. It was like everyone saw me shrink, and that's when I felt trapped. I ducked into a quiet hallway, the video replaying in my mind, Hiroshi's laugh echoing like a taunt. My phone buzzed again, another anonymous message with a still from the elevator. Someone was watching me watch them. I gripped the empty champagne glass, its smooth curve a reminder of how out of place I felt. If you've ever held a secret that could burn bridges, you know the weight. I couldn't focus. Guests mingled, but I was a ghost, checking my phone every minute. Elena approached again, her heels clicking on the marble floor, her voice low. "This is for your own good, delete it." That was the second toxic blow, and it hit like a slap. I nodded, my throat tight, but I wasn't giving in. I slipped to the hotel's lounge, the air cooler, the faint hum of an AC unit grounding me. Kenji was there, sipping a soda, his laptop open. "Check the security logs," he whispered. That was the moment I saw a way out. He'd found more footage. Hiroshi and Mia in a conference room last month. My hands shook as I pocketed my phone. the screen's glow fading. I wasn't alone anymore. NNBUT Elena wasn't stupid. She texted me, "Don't make this harder." The notification chime felt like a warning shot. I stood by the lounge's window, Dubai's skyline glittering below, and realized I was in a chess game I didn't sign up for. If you've ever been stuck between loyalty and survival, you know the dread. The empty glass, still in my hand, felt heavier, like it held all my doubts. I texted Kenji, "Meet me tomorrow." I needed a plan, and fast. The hotel's neon lights flickered outside, mirroring the chaos in my head. I wasn't sure if I was the pawn or the player, but I knew one thing. I wasn't deleting that video. It was my only leverage, and I'd use it to protect myself. The question was, how far would I go? Morning hit like a freight train. I sat in the hotel cafe, the bitter smell of espresso barely keeping me awake. My phone and a USB drive Kenji gave me sat on the table, both screaming trouble. If you've ever held a secret that could ruin someone powerful, you know the fear that chokes you. And I met Kenji in the hotel's server room, the hum of machines loud, the air cold and sterile. He showed me the logs. Hiroshi's elevator stunt wasn't a one-off. There were other clips, stolen moments with Mia in empty offices, all time-stamped. "You've got enough to bury him," Kenji said, handing me the USB, its metal icy in my palm. That was the moment everything shifted. I had proof, an ally, and a choice. I backed up the files on a secure cloud, my fingers trembling on my laptop, each key click sounding like a countdown. If you're in tech or events, you know how one file can change the game. NNBUT Elena was a step ahead. She called me to her suite, her perfume suffocating in the small space. "You're playing a dangerous game," she said, her voice sharp, her earrings catching the morning light. "Без меня ты никто." That hit like a gut punch. Another toxic jab that made my skin crawl. I lied, said I'd deleted the video, but her smirk told me she didn't buy it. My phone buzzed in my pocket. Another anonymous message. A screenshot of me watching the footage. Someone was tracking me. That's when I decided to act. I sent an anonymous email to Elena from a burner account, attaching a single frame, Hiroshi's hand on Mia's waist. No words, just the image. The cafe's espresso machine hissed in the background, matching my racing pulse. If you've ever pushed back against a boss's spouse, you know the thrill and terror. Hours later, Elena texted, "Meet me at 6 p.m. I wasn't ready, but I contacted my lawyer friend in Tokyo via Zoom, the static hum of the call steadying me. She confirmed my contract protected me from baseless firing. I also reached out to a journalist friend who covered corporate leaks, hinting at a story without naming names. My phone screen glowed in the dim cafe, the USB drive heavy in my pocket, symbols of my defiance. I met Kenji again in a quiet hotel bar, the clink of ice and glasses masking our whispers. He showed me how to encrypt the files and suggested leaking them to a board member who hated Hiroshi. That was my countermove. I drafted another anonymous email, this time to the board, linking the footage. My heart pounded as I hit send, the bar's dim lights flickering like my nerves. If you've ever stood up to power, you know the rush. I wasn't just saving myself. I was drawing a line. The empty champagne glass from the gala, now on my hotel desk, felt like a badge of survival. I didn't know if Elena would strike back, but I was done being invisible. The question was, would the board act, or was I walking into a bigger trap? The email sent at 3 a.m., and I didn't sleep. My hotel room's AC hummed like a warning, the USB drive cold in my hand. By 8 a.m., my inbox pinged. A board meeting was called for noon. That was the moment I knew the video had landed. I stayed low, working from my room, the smell of room service coffee grounding me. Kenji texted, "Hiroshi's panicking." Elena's silent. I pictured her in the boardroom, her earrings glinting, her controls slipping. My phone buzzed with her text. "You'll regret this." My stomach churned, but I wasn't backing down. If you've ever crossed a line you can't uncross, you know the dread and power mixing in your veins. At 6 p.m., Elena summoned me to the hotel's rooftop bar. The warm Dubai breeze carried jasmine, but her stare was colder than the ice in her drink. "You think you're clever," she said, her voice low, glass clinking against the table. I held up the USB, its metal catching the neon skyline. "This ends now," I said, my voice steadier than I felt. Her face froze, and she whispered, "Без меня ты никто." That was the final toxic jab, but it didn't break me. If you face down a bully, you know the moment you stop shrinking. NNTHE board moved fast. By evening, they announced Hiroshi's leave of absence for ethical breaches. Kenji sent a Telegram screenshot. The video had gone viral in industry chats. Hiroshi's polished image cracked like glass, and Elena's PR skills couldn't save him. Her own cover-ups were exposed. She'd known about his affairs for months. I heard her heels storming out of the boardroom, the click echoing like a gunshot. My empty champagne glass sat on my desk. No longer a symbol of defeat, but of victory. And I wasn't clear yet. Colleagues whispered as I passed. But the board praised my gala work, and my name was floated for a senior role. I sat in my room, the skyline glittering below, and felt a quiet strength. If you've ever turned a secret into power, you know the cost. I encrypted the files again, just in case, the USBs wait a reminder of my gamble. Kenji met me for a quick coffee, his nod saying it all. You played it right. The cafe, as espresso machine hissed, a sound of closure. I'd survived their game, but Elena's silence worried me. Was she planning her next move? I walked through the hotel lobby, the neon lights softer now, less accusing. My phone stayed quiet, but I checked my cloud backups daily, paranoid. I'd drawn a line, and it felt good, but I knew power games never end cleanly. If you've ever held leverage over someone like Elena, you know they don't just disappear. The champagne glass on my desk gleamed under the lamp, a trophy of my stand. I was stronger but not naive. The video was out there, and so was I. Exposed, but not broken. Back in Tokyo, the city's neon felt different, sharper, like it was watching me. I kept the USB in a locked drawer, its cold metal a ghost of Dubai. My phone stayed silent. No texts from Elena, no anonymous threats. But if you've ever outplayed a corporate shark, you know silence isn't peace. And I threw myself into work, translating contracts and pitching ideas. The office printers hum my new normal. My promotion landed, senior coordinator, with trips to Singapore and London lined up. It was my dream, but every win felt fragile. Colleagues smiled, but whispers followed me in the break room. The empty champagne glass, brought back from Dubai, sat on my home desk, a symbol of how I turned betrayal into strength. Elena's voice still echoed. Тебе никто не поверит. It stung less now, but it lingered. And then Kenji dropped the bomb. Hiroshi was fired, his reputation shredded after more leaks surfaced. Elena quit PR, her name dragged through industry blogs for enabling him. I met Kenji in Shibuya, the clink of coffee cups drowning out the city's buzz. You ended them, he said, his voice low. I nodded, but my relief was mixed with dread. If you've ever leaked a secret, you know it doesn't vanish. It spreads. Elena made one last move. A month later, she emailed me from a personal account. Meet me, or this isn't over. I agreed, needing closure. We met in a quiet Tokyo cafe, the espresso's bitter scent sharp. She looked tired, her earrings gone, her voice soft but biting. You think you're untouchable now? I slid the USB across the table, its metal glinting under the dim lights. I'm done playing, I said. Her face crumpled, and she left without a word, the door's chime ringing in the silence. That was the moment I felt free. NNMY new role took me to Singapore, where I stood on a hotel balcony, the city's lights sprawling below. I wasn't the same person who'd clutched that champagne glass in Dubai, scared and invisible. I'd built boundaries, protected my future, and won without losing myself. But late at night, I'd check my cloud backups, the USB's shadow looming. Elena was gone, but corporate games never end. If you've ever held a secret that could ruin someone, you know it's a chain. You're never fully free. And I moved to a new apartment in Tokyo, the jangle of keys a fresh start. My career was soaring, but I kept the champagne glass, a reminder of what I'd survived. I'm stronger now, but not naive. Secrets like mine don't stay buried. If you were me, holding that USB, would you keep it locked away forever? Or leak it again to ensure Elena stays down? Tell me, Reddit, what would you do?